Yes, guys, in this video, we're deep diving the upgrade that was overdue for the Warrior Cavalry, Zhao Yun. Now, Commander or S tier support, we're going to work out what this guy might look like once he releases to us in Global. Straight off the bat, I'm saying I don't think this guy is a replacement commander for Lubu. Instead, I think that this dude is Attila's upgrade. So, in many ways, this dude outshines Attila already. And I think once we have him, we're all going to see that instant increase in performance from our Warrior Cavalry. But to properly understand why I think this dude is Attila's upgrade, we first need to look into what Attila brings to the party so then we can see how Zhao Yun actually improves upon those things. I don't know about you guys, but personally, I'm extremely sad to be saying goodbye to Attila when Zhao Yun comes. Now, we've had this guy since Season 1, first with the Warrior Archers, then to Warrior Cavalry, and this guy, we all know he's S tier. Attila is such S tier support. He does so many great things for the Warrior Cavalry. Now, what I love about this guy was that 35% chance for double attack. Warrior Cavalry need Lubu to stay in a state of double attack because that's how you maximize the amount of damage you get out of him. The more normal attacks he does, the more chances he has to proc those customizable skills, those secondary strike skills, yeah? And get those crits involved too with those customizable skills. They do stupid damage. And that's all we need out of Lubu. Do that stupid damage. You're gonna die quickly. Like for sure, when you watch those Krakens fight, it's always Lubu dying first, but in that time that he's alive, he's gonna deal some stupid damage. And Attila helps with that. On top of that, we can see from his signature skill, he was boosting Lubu's might damage by 35% and then boosting his might with a might bonus. Customizable skills, Warrior him, so it's going to increase the next hero 125 might with the might bonus and then boost critical strike rate by 20% for 3 seconds. And then your standard, the box standard customizable skill here, the critical insight. So increases all your heroes' critical strike rate by 14%. And then also when you deal a critical strike, it's going to reduce your enemy's armor by 15 and can stack up to 3 stacks, so by 45 on the armor. So essentially, what that would do is they're going to receive slightly more damage than they used to once their armor is down. So Attila was really good at helping boost Lubu's might. We saw quite a lot of might increases with the might bonus. So when it is time for Lubu to do damage, he's dealing with such high might. On top of that, he's got that 35% buff to commander damage. And then also the 35% chance for double attack, which was smooth. Right, now with all of that cleared up with Attila, let's deep dive into this guy and why I think this guy's incredible. Look, he even says buff. Like this is what this guy's going to bring. He is a massive buff, I think, to this whole lineup. Before we even go into the signature skill, I don't think this guy's a commander. Like realistically, I said it at the start, Warrior Cavalry get smoked. They get smoked by Cyrus. Like don't even don't come at me sideways at all. You know it's the truth. Like in the open field, when there's strong Cyruses, like, actually no, scratch that. When there's strong Krakens fighting each other, 9 times out of 10, those Krakens, when they're fighting, their Lubus die first. They get caught by a Cyrus or a Belisarius or even Otto. And you just see that HP drop to 0 so quickly. Like, they're so squishy. When they do get to do damage, or let's say, for example, they're not hitting their counter, bro, they are throwing out damage. It's crazy. And this guy's just going to help with that, I think, but just not in the form of a commander. It's more his support skills that I think like really set this guy apart from Attila. So of course, his signature skill is going to be able to deal critical strikes. It's a decent amount of damage, and I think this will proc quite quickly, and I think quite a lot, because after any of your heroes activate a secondary strike skill, it's going to apply 1 stack of this Cloud Dragon mark, yeah? You need 3 of them to pop the damage, and at max, it's going to be 240 might with the might bonus. I'm expecting that to pop off quite quickly, to be honest, and the fact that it can critical strike is, like, that's huge. This guy also then increases the critical strike damage of all your heroes, so realistically, anytime I mention a buff for the Warrior Cavalry March, so increasing critical strike damage, just think Lubu. Like, Timur isn't there for his damage, it's just Lubu to pop out that damage. So that's huge. Okay, it's going to reduce the damage of his own customizable skill, but then it's going to increase the trigger chance, I think, by 5% at max. 3-star, we've got here Valiant Rescue. Additionally, it's going to increase that critical strike rate of all your heroes by 15%. And I think that's massive. Why I think that's massive is you would get 14% from critical insight on Attila, whereas just the 3rd star here, you're getting that 15% like off the rip. Okay, yes, it reduces the critical strike damage taken by 15% as well, but I'm more looking at that start bit. We want Lu Bu's critical strike rate as high as possible. We want that as high as possible. When we get to 5 star, this is just the icing on the cake, really. It's going to increase Valiant Rescue's double attack chance by 40%. At base, when this is max, that's going to be 60%. And with that 5th star, it's going to go to 100%. So where Attila each round would have it at 35%, this guy, once it procs, is going to be 100% chance. I think that's disgusting. Like, at 35%, with that coupled with Lu Bu's signature, because he can actually give himself double attacks, but the 35% from Attila plus the guaranteed from Lu Bu's signature, you were getting a decent amount of normal attacks each round. Damn, that is huge, because I think with that then, you're more or less getting yourself to a point where you can guarantee each round Lu Bu is popping out 3 normal attacks every round. Which is, yeah, no, that's disgusting. With this signature skill, he reduces his own damage for customizable skills, and I think at max it was like 30%. So 30% damage decrease from his own customizable secondary strike skills. But then on top of that, every hero, they have their own like personal customizable, and that's typically the skill that you have to use. Because there's always usually the best one. And for Zhao Yun, it's Dragon Manifestation. So after each normal attack, it's going to alternate between these 2 effects. One is going to increase the activation chance of all your heroes' customizable secondary strike skills by 5% for 6 seconds. I think that's sick. So the extra 5%, it's nothing crazy, but it's better than what it was. Alright, and then we've also got the second effect that it will alternate between is immediately use the other customizable secondary strike skill, but it's going to reduce its damage by 15%. Zhao Yun doesn't want that secondary strike skill, this customizable secondary strike skill, to do any damage. I don't know why he is nerfing it so much. So with that being said, you've got 2 options where you're not even doing damage. You've got Dark Flag, and at max, what this will do is it's actually going to, after each normal attack, increase the might of your hero with the highest might, which would be Lu Bu in this March, by 110, and then also reduce the armor of the enemy hero with the highest armor by 100. So this is cool. It's going to make you deal a bit more damage while the armor is being reduced, but then also deal more damage from the hero with the highest might, so Lu Bu. If for however reason you don't trust the devs, like we can't see the battle report, so we don't even know if that might is being added on. So if you think that is a complete waste, you still have critical insight. What we're going to get is 14% from this skill. There's going to be that 15% from Zhao Yun's 3rd star, and then another 14% from Timur's critical insight. That means consistently throughout each round, we're going to have a 43% increase to all our heroes' critical strike rate, which is huge. Lu Bu, his base rate from his signature skill, I'd like to say is 25. So that's going to give you 68% chance to critical strike, which is so close to max. I think at max it's going to be 75%. So constantly, you're going to be really near max critical strike rate percentage chance with this version of the build. Now, is it overkill? I don't know. I don't know. You're definitely going to have to test out like multiple fights and see how often he's triggering those critical strikes. But if not, you can still opt for a safer version of just going Dark Flag. Increasing the might, so making sure like you make up for the deficit of might buffs he's receiving by removing Attila and swapping for Zhao Yun. So there's quite a lot you can do with Zhao Yun, but as it says here, this guy is literally just here to buff this lineup. So with all of that being said, guys, take care. If you've made it this far, you might as well help out your boy with a like and a subscribe. Drop a comment below your thoughts of the Season 6 heroes, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace, guys.